Hi all, welcome to my channel again. So today we are going to start about Jenkins. So this is just an introduction session where we are going to discuss what is a continuous integration, continuous delivery and continuous deployment and also the Jenkins architecture. So this continuous difference between the continuous delivery and the deployment and what is a continuous integration, these are the questions that might get asked in the interviews also. So if you watch this video until then you will get a better preview of what is what. So please watch until the end, and if you want to check out this blog you can check that from this link from the description box. So let's start. So what is first, let's discuss what is a Jenkins tool. So why it is used. So Jenkins is a CI/CD tool which is a continuous integration, continuous delivery or deployment tool that will, from the point we take the code from the source code management tool to the point where we deploy that to the specific environments. Everything will be automated by using the CI/CD tool, which is a Jenkins. So this will make the process very easier from start to the end instead of doing that deployment manually so many times. This tool offers us a easier way to deploy our application to the specific environments by automating a Jenkins pipeline. So let's discuss now what is a continuous integration. Continuous integration is the process of automating the steps for developer by building and testing the code before merging it into the commit branch. So before committing the branch, we can automate the steps for the developer by building and testing the code. So developers, what happens is first developers push the code in small increments to the version control system. Here the version control system, let's say GitHub. So GitLab is also used as a source code management tool. So so here let's come to the topic. So here the SEM tool is a GitHub, and then once the developer push the code to the GitHub, then build through some tools like Maven and then test. So Maven is a build tool that will test the code which was pushed by the developers to the GitHub and then test. All of automating the process from developers automating this process, like once the developer push the code, from there it picking up the code from the GitHub and then building it using the Maven, then testing it. Everything is being automated through the pipeline. This entire process is called the continuous integration. So next is continuous delivery and deployment. So this question might get asked in the interviews, like what is the difference between the delivery and the deployment. There is only a slight difference that you need to know to answer that question. So here it is the process of releasing the final version of the code to the server environment, maybe in the production. So both do the same process, delivering the code to the production. So the basic difference is that the continuous delivery and continuous deployment. So the difference between these two is that the continuous delivery, there is a need of manual intervention to push the final code into the production or to a higher environment, whereas continuous deployment, there is no need to do any manual intervention of the final code because it is get automatically deployed to the production or the higher environments through the pipeline setup. So the difference between both do the same work, but the difference is it needs a manual intervention, whereas deployment doesn't need any manual intervention. using the pipeline setup itself, it will deploy directly to the production environments. So for this setup of the CI/CD pipeline, we use a Jenkins tool. So for this CI/CD setup, from the point when the developer pushes the code to the GitHub to the point this code will get deployed to the production or any higher environment, the entire process like building, testing, and then deploying, everything will get automated by using the Jenkins tool. And the next is the Jenkins, about Jenkins. So Jenkins project was started in 2004, and it is a Jenkins tool is an open source software that helps in building, testing, deploying, facilitating continuous integration and continuous delivery. So all of this can be automated by using the Jenkins. So with the help of Jenkins, organization can speed up the software development process through automation. So if we are doing this manual, then it may take a lot of time. So instead of that, if we use the pipeline in Jenkins, then it will be very easily we can deploy our applications to the production environments. So what it will do, just it will speed up the process. Instead of doing everything manually one by one, we are just automating to speed up the process. Next is Jenkins architecture. So Jenkins follows master-slave architecture to manage distributed builds. In this architecture, the slave and master communicate through TCP/IP protocol. So in Jenkins, we have a master-slave architecture to manage the distributed builds. In this, so this is the master and these are the slave. So this is the architecture of Jenkins, where Jenkins master, this is, will distribute its workload to the slaves, and Jenkins slaves are generally required to provide the desired environment, and it works on the basis of request from the Jenkins master. So if Jenkins master is saying to run some specific job on this Jenkins server, then that job will get executed only on this slave. So like that, Jenkins master will pass the instruction, and according to that, Jenkins slaves are required to provide the desired environment to run the job. So next is the so this is nothing but Jenkins architecture, which I have already explained. Jenkins architecture has two components, master and slave. So the basic, the end discussion for this is Jenkins master will be passing the instructions to the slave, and slaves need to be running those jobs. So if Jenkins master says this specific job needs to be run on this some specific slave, then it will get executed on that itself. So that's how the architecture is defined in Jenkins. This is the introduction. That's all for today. So in the next section, I will show you how to install the Jenkins and how to create a freestyle job. So please do watch that video, because this is just an introduction class. So that if you watch that, then you will get a better understanding of why it is used and how to install the Jenkins. You can do the hands-on on that also, installing the Jenkins. You can create a freestyle job. So please do watch my next video. So if you want to check out this blog, you can check that from this description box. And thanks for watching.